Good evening and welcome to the Whiskey Lover Society with me, Gert Retief. And tonight we are looking at the online Scotch Whisky Awards, which I find it's an excellent idea. I think it's a fantastic idea of getting all these whiskey lovers together, all the whiskey YouTube channels together, and talk about whiskey, making a selection of the whiskies that they think is going to be the whiskey of the year. And of course, what I do like about this whole process is that they gave us the ability to add our favorites as well. Now, as you can imagine, whiskey tasting is a very subjective matter. And I've watched so many videos in my life with regards to whiskey, and they tell me this is the best whiskey that they've ever tasted. They found all these fantastic notes, nosing notes, tasting notes. By the time that I end the video, I am so excited. I jump online, I will go look for it. As soon as I find it, I buy it. And then 2 or 3 days later, a week later, it arrives. Cannot wait to open it up, and it's completely different. All those fantastic nosing notes and tasting notes that some of the YouTubers were using, non-existing. I didn't find it. So it is a subjective matter. That means that if it fits my profile, I will agree with them. And I will be exciting and I will be voting for that whiskey that they selected because it agrees with my palate. But of course, it's not going to be agreeable for everybody. And the idea that they then also give us the ability to nominate ours. You pick one of the 6 per category, and then after that, they give you an opportunity to add your selection. And I did use my vote to cast a little bit of a different selection as well. And I think that is also important. And I hope that when we do the awards, that we will calculate all these additional whiskies and give a nomination or comment with regards to that. And maybe after the rewards, give a nice calculation, maybe for the top 20 whiskies that was selected by the consumers, the top selected whiskies that was made by other YouTubers that was not part of the panel. So I think that is going to be very nice to see. And it will, of course, also give everybody else a broader view of what people like. And I think with that, it will also help a lot of people that's new to whiskey pull out the list, say the top 20, top 50, top 100 whiskies that was presented during this awards. When we can then select it ourselves, put it in the categories, peated, non-peated, sherry, bourbon cask, so that it gives us something to work with in the future, maybe for next year, to work through the list and to see which ones works for me and which ones I don't really like. So that is me, a little bit of a rant. Tonight we are just going to look at the best entry-level single malt Scotch whisky for 2021. And I'm going to be a little bit fancier today. I'm going to use my computer for all these things. So please bear in mind if I screw things up. This grey hairs means I don't know anything about computers. But we're going to start off with the entry-level single malts. And as you can see behind me, we have the Ardbeg 10-year-old bottled at 46% ABV. And the cost is around £45 in the UK. Here in Belgium, you can pay up to £50 for this bottle. I only have a sample of it. I finished the full bottle already, so it is quite nice. It is one that I would say is fitted profile for a peat lover. If you are not a peat lover, then this one is obviously not going to be for you. So the reasoning behind the pick of this bottle, I cannot really tell you. If I look on the criteria, they said anything that is entry level and is more budget related, up to about 35, around 35 euros or pounds a bottle. Of course, this is a little bit more expensive, but it is nice. And what I do like about it is the more time you spend with it, the more nosing notes you get. I like the idea of this little bit of the smoke coming out. And in the end, what I do really like is loads and loads of cinnamon that I get in a bottle that has been open for a while. So for me, not a bad whiskey, but because you have a 50-50, maybe a little bit more, but a little bit less. So you're going to have people that will be raving about it. And then you will also have people that says smoke is not for me and I'm not interested in it. And of course, there will be some other people that also saying that, yeah, it is okay, but definitely not for me, an entry level whiskey. So subjective, of course, but it is quite nice for me. The next one, and I just reviewed it yesterday. That is the Aaron 10-year-old. I'm a cheapskate, so I started off with a sample, which I bought from my newly found online store, and it is fantastic. Look, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is really, really, really nice. I enjoyed it. I think it is a fantastic entry level. I think it is a fantastic choice. Again, me with my palate choices. Of course, it is sweet. Love it. But of course, there's a lot of people that will look at it and say it is too sweet. Not my cup of tea. But for me, I think it is perfect for me. And the thing that I like the most about it is there is not a lot of oak. So it is the Aaron 10, bottled at 46% ABV. The cost is around £38 to €40 here in Belgium. Affordable, not breaking the bank, non-chill filtered, no color added. Ticking all the boxes. The only thing that I have a little bit of a problem with is the fact that they give me no information with regards to the maturation. There's a lot of presumption out there. We know it's going to be an ex-bourbon cask, but from there on, I detect a little bit of a sherry note. On my review, I also got a comment from one of my subscribers that then also informed me that he is sure there is some sherry cask involved. Of course, I need to find that on the website. I looked, I couldn't find anything like that, but it is a fantastic dram. The next one that we have on the list is the Bunnahabhain 12. Again, also a little bit of a sample bottle that I got. And it is a 12-year-old, bottled at 46.3% ABV. And around 42 pounds in UK. And of course, here in Belgium, it can go up to 48, maybe up to 50 euros per bottle. I do like it. It is the Bunnahabhain without the peat. So a little bit of a sherry bomb. And I think that is the one most sherried whiskey on this list. I do like it. I have reviewed it as of the 10-year-old Artbeck. I've reviewed that and I put all the links in the descriptions. I've done the Aaron and also the Bunnahabhain. It is one of my favorites. I think it's a favorite of a lot of YouTubers. There's also a lot of comments with regards to this one. Is it going to be my favorite of the 6? I don't think so, but it is up there. But I'm not going to spoil everything right from the start. The next one that we will be looking at is the Deanston 12. Well, now I've got the big boy bottle of the Deanston 12. This is also one of those purchases that I watched Ralphie on his YouTube channel. And of course, he whipped out the Deanston 12. And he was raving about it. And of course, I was being like a little bit of a Ralphie groupie, jumped on the internet, and I made the purchase. And I was not disappointed. So it is bottled. It is bottled at 46.3% ABV. Costs around $39 according to the website. But it can also go up to 50 euros here in Belgium. We do pay a lot of taxes here. So anything between 39 maybe to a little bit over 50 euros for a bottle. It is fantastic. It's ticking all the boxes, non-chill filtered, no color added, everything that you need on the bottle. This is my second bottle already. So, but I do enjoy it, and I think this is one of the best contenders that that I think is going to be one of the winners, or could be one of the winners for this category. The next category that we look at, and unfortunately I do not have bottles on them, and that is the Glencadam 10-year-old. And for me, that is, I think, one of the best whiskies, not just as an entry level, but as an overall whiskey. And it's big words coming from a lover of whiskey. I did an online tasting by Glencadam a couple of months ago, and we were given samples of the 10-year-old, the 15-year-old, the 21-year-old, and in the end of this tasting, everybody was asked which one they liked the most. And you'll be quite surprised that most people did select the 10-year-old, and I was one of them. It was just perfect for my palate. It was not a lot of oak in it. It's got all this fresh fruit. It was all the apples and the pears and the sweetness coming out. For me, that was the perfect one. Almost like a apple cider type of nosing notes, tasting notes. I did love it. And then, of course, the last one, the Highland Park 12-year-old. It is bottled at 40% ABV, the ones that I get. And to be honest, I am not a fan of it. And for me, it was too much oak. So that one, I'm not going to give anything about it because I don't want to be negative on maybe somebody else's fantastic whiskey. So that is going to be the 6 whiskies for the entry-level single malt whiskies. And for me, I was sure before I made this video, I had already made up my mind that Glencadam is going to be the winner. Now I'm not so sure. So I am a little bit in two minds. Fresh on the mind is the Aaron 10-year-old that I did a review last night. And when I tasted it, wow, that was absolutely fantastic. It's ticking the boxes for me. And so for me, it's going to be a closed toss-up between the two. Is it going to be the Glencadam or is it going to be the Aaron? So both for me, fantastic whiskies. And I wish them luck. for the awards in November. And thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. And the next part of this series on the OSWA Awards will be coming soon. Cheers.